I am Eddie Evans. I am testing live streaming because I'm going to be coming back to this spot to discuss intergenerational moral corruption. What is that? That's where one generation decides it's going to, in some way, impede the future prospects of following generations. That's it in a nutshell. Impeding the future prospects of future generations. How have we done that as baby boomers, my generation, and the previous generation, the great generation? What have we done? Of course, there's nuclear energy and nuclear waste. There's nuclear waste stored in various ways in various places around the planet. And there's no way to get rid of it. We only have people promising a technological fix, but there is no technological fix, at least not now. Also, we have the new climate change caused by global warming, created by greenhouse gases. If you don't believe me, start your research with Joseph Fourier, 1827 paper on greenhouse gases. He didn't use the term greenhouse gases. He didn't use that phrase, but he did explain how carbon dioxide, methane became warmer in a test tube when exposed to solar radiation. Enos Foote, 1860. John Tyndall, 1860s. Savant Arrhenius, 1897 or so. We're all climate scientists in the sense that they were researching the effects of greenhouse gases on this planet. I'll jump ahead to Johnson, President Johnson, 1965 warning us. Of course, there's Carter. Republicans pretty much skipped over it except for George W. Bush. He recognized the problem and then double-crossed us. That's a perfect example of intergenerational moral corruption. Of course, with Bush, we had Iraq and weapons of mass destruction, which turned out to be, that really was a scam, a hoax. I guess it had something to do with getting at oil, because after all, Bush was part of an oil dynasty, presidential oil dynasty. Now we have a new president, kind of new, President Trump. He wants to drill, baby, drill. That is intergenerational moral corruption. In my opinion, in the opinion of Stephen Gardner, professor who wrote the book about intergenerational moral corruption. Now we have 4 irreversible conditions on this planet, 4 irreversible global warming related conditions that baby boomers cannot reverse, following generations cannot reverse anytime soon, probably for hundreds of years. What are they? Arctic ice melt, glaciers melting around the planet. Show me a technology that can replace Arctic ice, glacier melt around the planet. Who would care? Well, people would care if they knew that that ice is reflective. It's called albedo in the Latin. It reflects sunlight. Where it does not reflect sunlight, the surface becomes warmer. And when it's ocean water, ocean covering about 71% of the planet, that the missing ice now becomes a place to warm ocean water more quickly than normal. And normal is an unknown right now. And then we have, what else we have? Rising sea level. That makes sense. The ice is melting, snow is melting, glaciers are melting, plus warming water swells, becomes thicker, and it rises. What else do we have? Oh, ocean acidification. That's right. The ocean, global ocean, and the atmosphere are interrelated. They interact. And greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, especially carbon dioxide, readily exchange gases. Too much so sometimes, it appears, for the global ocean because it becomes more acidic. Who would care? Well, future generations will care because little critters that have seashells on their backs or that they live in will not exist because acidic water dissolves those shells. Coral reefs will begin to deteriorate from a warming ocean and a more acidic ocean. And we have to think of the tiny microorganisms in the global ocean that survive at the current pH level, at the current acid level, and how it's changing minutely, but it is changing every single day to a little bit more acidic. And for those critters that cannot adapt, they will cease to exist. And the big critters, from the whales, the dolphins, penguins, sharks, of course, the deep sea critters we'll never know about, they're going to live in an environment that's more acidic. So that's why ocean acidification is called global warming's evil twin. These four irreversible conditions, climate-related conditions, are also known as wicked problems. A wicked problem is boundless, has no known width, no known depth. There are no answers. There are no technologies. There are no ways of arranging ourselves to end these wicked problems, at least nothing we know about for the moment. I don't know how you replace ice. I don't know how to get acid out of the ocean. I don't know how to cool the ocean. So anyway, this is my live stream that I will end now. This is a test, and I'm learning how to live stream. I hope to read more articles soon. I'll be back some more today or tomorrow morning. I get jacked up on coffee. I recommend everybody that sees this video go to NASA Climate Kids and read it. Send kids to NASA Climate Kids so they can read it, at least before the future administration destroys those resources for education. Good day.